morning and welcome back to Question Incense with me, Matt. Okay, today we're going to look at another offering from Alessandro Gualtieri, this time from the Orto Parisi range, which we've discussed before when I looked at Veridi. This is another one from 2014, and this one is Bergamask. Exactly the same sort of presentation, very clean, classic bottle, but although the cap on this one is quite stunning. Not entirely sure what it is. I think it's some kind of, the inlay's got some kind of feature on it there. It might be some kind of horn or something like that. Again, very, very solid and heavy cap. As I say, this came out in 2014, so it's been around a while. And this one is going to be incredibly difficult to review. And the reason being, I've worn it a few times now, and I don't fully understand it, if you know what I mean. It's a good scent, but it is a little bit different, shall we say. So, and also the other thing again, because it's a classic Gualtieri production from the Orto range, there are no notes. So it's going to be a little bit of guesswork, and then we're purely going to have to go on our sense of smell and, you know, some other opinion that we've picked up online, basically. Right, I'll give it a spray. I've got to be careful with it. I don't really want to spray too much because it's well, it's quite amazing. Let me just put my glasses on. These sprayers on these Orto Parisi bottles are amazing. They're really, really stiff, and they just kind of let out such a direct. They don't mist at all. It's like a real squirt, you know, like a real sort of a line of juice comes flying out and hits your hand. Okay, so as there are no notes, the rumours kind of being that, you know, it's called Bergamask, sorry. So, you know, the ingredients are sort of rumoured to be bergamot and musk, and that's not the case. There's a lot more going on than that. The opening is very citrusy. It seems to me to be a lot sweeter than just a bergamot, you know, which is quite a lemony citrus. I think, to my nose, there's maybe mandarin or orange blossom with it. It's certainly very, very citrusy, but it's not a light citrus. It's quite a heavy citrus. It's like a waxy citrus, almost like you've grated the zest from the skin of either a lemon, a bergamot, or even an orange, actually. But orange, it's not a dominant orange, so it doesn't smell like an orange, which is good for me because obviously, you know, as I keep banging on about, I'm not the best with orange in fragrances, but it is a bright, sweet, yet slightly tart citrus that comes off straight away. And it sits on your skin, it's heavy, there's nothing light or airy about this fragrance at all, as you would think. Basically, a lot of people have described this as being beast mode, and this is where my confusion lies within Bergamask, because it is a powerful fragrance, don't get me wrong. But when I hear the term beast mode, I'm thinking of massive projection, you know, like a huge fog around you, really obviously wearing something quite heavy. You know, most of the beast mode fragrances that I've got or I've worn have been quite thick and heavy, sort of more kind of winter fragrances. This, I mean, it's summer at the moment, so I've only actually worn this in summer, and I think this would be really, really good in winter. But I think there might be something in the beast mode, but not in a traditional sense, and that my experiences of wearing Bergamask have been quite interesting, shall we say. So you have the bright, sweet yet sour, heavy, I know it's quite crazy, isn't it? Citrus, and that stays like that for a good hour, maybe longer, and then some musk certainly comes into it. Now, I have mentioned before that it smells a bit like dog's feet, like the pads on a dog's paw, and it's still, that muskiness still has, you know, it's not as bad as I thought it was when I first tried it, put it that way. But there is the musk that comes into this is slightly animalic, and I think that's what was giving me that impression when I first tried this. And it's nothing like, well, it is kind of, you've got that hint, but it's nowhere near as strong or as animalic as I thought it might be. It's actually quite a pleasant one. And then the musk comes in, and the musk sort of doesn't dominate. The citrus always stays there. The musk builds up to give it a sort of a musky citrus base. And then I'm pretty sure there's some sandalwood or something like sandalwood, and I think it really is sandalwood, comes in and sits under it to give it its base. Longevity on this is off the hook. If you put it on in the afternoon when you come out, you know, if you sort of put it on in the afternoon, wear it all evening, and don't shower, bathe before you go to bed, you wake up, it will still be there. It will still be very, very noticeable on your skin, and you'll still smell, you know, like Bergamask. What I have noticed though, because don't get me wrong, this does smell nice. It smells lovely on your skin, and it smells even better in the air. It smells nice, but it doesn't smell amazing. I enjoy it, but it doesn't smell amazing. It's not the most amazing or fantastic smelling fragrance I've got, but something strange happens with it. It is an absolute compliment magnet, which is not at all what I was expecting.
Give me compliments. I said, give me compliments. Bitte schnell.
Wore this to work and got 2 unsolicited compliments. One about 2 hours after I'd applied it, so it was still, you know, in my mind, it was still quite prevalent. And then about 7 or 8 hours after applying it, a complete stranger stopped me in the street and asked me what I was wearing, and could she write down the details of the fragrance I was wearing, which I was not expecting. It took me completely by surprise. Because the thing is with this, it sits around you, not in a thick bubble at all. You get wafted, you're always aware of it throughout, you know, the entire time you're wearing it, you will still be aware of it, but it doesn't smell strong. And the person that stopped me, I hadn't been close to. I would sort of walk past her and quite far away. So it obviously projects like nothing on earth. The sillage on this is ridiculous, and it's amazing. I just cannot get over how the sillage works with this. It seems to follow you around from afar. I wasn't expecting it. I've been completely surprised by it. And I think in the air, this just must smell so much better. I need someone to try this that I know, so I can smell them to see, you know, if I can get the same effect. Because as I say, you can smell it around you in a bubble all the time. It never goes away. But I didn't think it pushed out very far, because it doesn't feel that intense or that heavy. It's certainly interesting. I'm really enjoying wearing it. The more it's another typical one of Gaultier, is that the more you wear it, the more you seem to enjoy it. I think it's good for any occasion. I think, you know, it'll be probably better a little dressed up maybe. You know, I wear it for work, no problems there at all. It's perfectly safe for work. Maybe not if you're in an office all day, because if it really is projecting that far, then you don't really want to A, wear too much of it, or B, you know, be working with the same people all day that are going to smell you all day, because you might drive them mad. You know, they may like it, they may not, but I think it's unfair for them to have to smell you for like 6-7 hours while you're sitting in an office. So maybe not one for the office, or if you are going to wear it in the office, wear it lightly. I think it is unisex. To me, the musk makes it maybe a little bit more masculine than feminine, but certainly I think everyone can enjoy it and everyone can wear it. It's a typical one of the Orto Parisi range, so it's going to be a little polarising. You're going to need to try it before you buy it. Again, they're not selling very well at the moment, so there's quite a lot of them on eBay and things like, you know, places like that, or places online, should I say, where you can get them for a really decent price. So please don't blind buy it. I really don't recommend blind buying this. You'll need to get into a store and smell it, just because it's a Gaultieri, so it's going to be, you know, not everyone's going to like it, and you really will need to spend, you know, some time with it before you decide to make a purchase. So probably I would advise getting a sample from somewhere, maybe 5 or 10 mil, so you can spend some time with it, fully understand it, and know what it's going to do. Because I've worn this a few times now, and I still don't really get it. If that makes sense. I love it, but I don't fully understand it, and I'm really not quite sure just how strong it is around me. You know, the fact that I'm getting so many random compliments from it, which is absurd. You know, I understand sort of more classic, you know, sort of Ventus type style scents getting compliments, because that's kind of designed, you know, what they're designed for. But this is a really intriguing fragrance. I don't think I've smelled anything quite like it. And on paper, it's so simplistic, you know, this sort of citrus and musk together. But again, I think there's obviously some kind of chemical magic going on with this. There's obviously loads of weird and wonderful sort of chemicals with very long compound names that I don't know or I don't understand that are causing it to have this effect, because it obviously hangs in the air incredibly well, and it doesn't smell like it should, but it does. So that's what I'm trying to say when I'm saying I don't really understand it. Fascinating scent, absolutely fascinating. I do love that bottle. and I do love the cap. It's beautiful. Great colour juice. All the Orto Parisi range seem to have kind of like crazy coloured liquid, so they all look nice when you put them up together. So yeah, for a display purpose as well, they look pretty good. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm having a bit of an adventure with it. So I'd like you to sort of try and have a sniff of it at least, so you can form your own opinion. There's not a lot of reviews of this out there at the moment, so that's not really going to be a great help to you either. I mean, take my word for it, it's certainly an interesting scent, a unique scent, and one that I really enjoy, but you've got to try it yourself. I would not blind buy this at all. I certainly don't recommend doing that. So yeah, let us know if you've had a go of it and what you think. Is it too masculine for you? Is it too feminine for you? Well, I don't think it'd be too feminine for anyone. I think it may be too masculine for certain people. But a really enjoyable scent, not challenging in the way that it doesn't smell unpleasant. It really doesn't smell unpleasant. It smells very nice, but it's just maybe a bit too unique for some people. So yeah, let us know if you've had a go with it, if you've tried it, and if you enjoy it or not, and give us some feedback. And as ever, thank you so much for your time. It's really appreciated, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.